Hello all film friends and welcome to PÖFF TV. My name is Päike Triinu Tamm and we are right in the heart of Black Nights Film Festival 2024. Today I have here in the studio with me a filmmaker named Saulė Bliuvaitė, who is gonna talk about her debut feature film Toxic, which has been described as a look into the harsh reality of the world of modeling. So, let's get to know our guest and her film better. So let's give a warm welcome to Saulė Bliuvaitė. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Nice to be here. Thank you.
How many days have you already been in Tallinn?
I arrived only yesterday evening.
Okay. So, and as I heard, you have been here before.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a place where filmmakers go from Lithuania. Because like a festival that is close by, so everybody goes.
But you have participated in the festival also before?
Yeah, actually, I was here in 2019 because we were premiering this film that I was co-writer and co-editor of. It's called Isaac. So we premiered this film, and before I came here to present my short film. Yeah, so I'm
so we are
frequent visitor.
Very happy to have you back, of course, frequent visitor. Old professional, even maybe young professional would be better. But as I only said in one, I don't know, sentence which has been told about your film, that it's a look into the world of modeling. So maybe for starters, you as a director yourself can quickly summarize what is the story Toxic about?
It's so funny because this one-liner that you read, I mean, I would totally disagree with it.
Oh, okay, that's also good.
Yeah, because like a lot of people describe this film as like being about modeling, but for me it was never about modeling. It's just like in the context of some kind of, you know, underbelly of modeling industry. But generally it's a film about two 13-year-old girls who just really strive to leave their desolate industrial town, and they try to grasp on anything that could be a possibility for a better life. So that's what this film is about, and of course about, you know, general sorrows and happy times of being a teenager. Yeah, in the context of, as I mentioned, the modeling stuff.
Yeah, maybe the reason why this modeling thing is like, I don't know, set to higher, it is because it's something that has been talked about recently a lot, like all these, I don't know, different hidden harsh sides. So maybe that's the reason why this like popped out the most.
Yeah, I totally understand, because I think that's like the detail that stands out from like a general teenage film. You know?
Okay, but as a director, you had definitely some kind of inspiration to make this film. So was for you there, I don't know, some kind of personal experience or event that inspired you, prompted the creation of this movie, or where did this idea come from? Where did this process start from?
Well, several sources, I would say. I think that the first bit was when I watched this documentary from 2011 that is called Girl Model, that is directed by David Redman and Ashley Sabin, the American filmmakers. And this documentary follows this modeling scout who travels through Trans-Siberian Railroad in Russia and stopping in these villages that are quite desolate to scout for, you know, potential models, potential talents, and, you know, these castings that are happening there in these desolate places. And also it follows this 13-year-old girl who is traveling to Japan. Like, she's being scouted and casted to work, and she is going there without any knowledge of English or Japanese, of course, and she's struggling there, you know, and like this absurdity of this, you know, of this system really got to me. And, you know, these pale, thin, very, very young girls, I really remembered the way I was at that age, and I think it was like around 2008, 2009, and it was very, very popular to like enroll in modeling agencies. Everybody was looking for this, Eastern European pale type thin girls, and I would go to like castings with my friends to the malls. We would stand in these very long lines, and I mean, there was this very weird vibe about these castings, like just reflecting on this, it was fun back then, but it didn't lead nowhere, but still there is something, I knew that there is something to explore here, yeah.
Yeah, my next question would have been, do you have like personal connection with this modeling world? So you in some way have, but or have you been like professional model or not? It was just something that you left to
I never been
childhood.
Professional model, and that's why like I try to highlight that this is not my reflection about the industry, because I was never part of the actual industry. But at that time, I remember there were these quite shady institutions that would just try to get some money from you. Like you would go to some agents and they would say, okay, you have a great potential, but you have to pay for the photo shoot, for everything, for this and that, And I mean, to reflect on that right now I realized that this was a business that would give quite false hopes, for girls that would just feel validated. Oh, you're pretty, you have like potential, you can make a career out of this, but you have to pay, and the parents would pay, for this. So I mean, yeah, I was one of those girls, and I mean, I didn't have potential. I was just thin, and that was like the way that people would say, oh, you have to go to try modeling because you're thin. Yeah, but I was never like, I never had a career in this. So it's different. But I mean, in this film, there are all kinds of, situations that were from real life, not regarding the actual modeling, stuff, but also just general situations among, teenagers and, just living in this industrial place, because I come from this quite a desolate area in Lithuania, and and I think these landscapes of industrial buildings and this general atmosphere was my life back then.
Okay, but when talking about the whole process you had while making your film Toxic, what was the biggest challenge? I don't know, either watched from director's point of view or, I don't know, actors or producing, marketing, money, whatever. What was the biggest challenge?
I think casting was quite a challenge.
Okay.
Because I had the script and I knew that it had very, intense scenes. And I really wanted to cast actual 13, 14-year-olds. So when I found the candidates for these roles, I instantly, the first thing we did, met all together with their parents, and discussed what this project is about. And I was actually scared for them to reject, not to agree to participate because of these scenes, But the parents were very considerate. I was very lucky, and they understood the meaning of this film. In general, after they read the script, they weren't scared of these scenes, but they understood the concept. They understood the purpose of this film. So I mean, on that, we started on this very good note, but still it was very challenging, the whole process, with the actresses, because they had no experience. And I, till the very last moment, we were preparing for a long time, but till the very last moment where we were about to go on the set, I didn't know what's going to happen, because it's different when you rehearse only 3 or 4 of us, and then this big crew, and everybody's watching. I mean, it's very, very stressful, but they did great. They really did great, yeah.
Okay, but as you already started to talk about actors, let's dig deeper. So you definitely had many talented actors. As you said, you were scared, but after all, they did a wonderful job. So what was this casting process like? You mentioned you wanted exact 13 or 14 years old to be just as I don't know. I mean, in film industry, this age thing is something that it's it's something that like directors play with a lot. So you wanted it to be as like real as possible. So what was this casting process like for you, and what qualities maybe did you look for into the girls you, I don't know, saw in the castings? Who was the, I don't know, perfect candidate for these roles, or how was the process for you like?
Yeah, so it was like quite hard to think of, like, to find a way for this casting process, because usually when you invite like professional actors, they come, they read a scene, they're, you know, prepared, they know how to do it. But with teenagers, like, they're very scared the first time. Like, I would be scared, you know, in their shoes. You come to this, you know, meet the, you know, casting director and the director, and it seems very serious, and you just tremble because you think you have no idea what is acting, you know. So we had to meet several times, and I create this very friendly, nice, chill atmosphere for them to really relax. And after like several meetings, we would know, you know, what's the, you know, what this person is about. And I was looking mostly for flexibility, you know, and of course, like ability to relax. Because I know that it's like very hard, and, you know, young people experience a lot of anxiety, feeling exposed, you know, when you're, asked to act out something, you know, that you have no experience in. So yeah, so I was just, you know, looking for this flexibility, or like ability to engage in this creative process. And therefore we did these workshops with a lot of like the groups of teenagers, and they would like interact and improvise, you know, and also like the ability to improvise, to just, you know, create on the spot is also like golden in, you know, in every upcoming, you know, actor or actress. So yeah, and therefore we did like this very, very extensive casting. But at the end, I think, well, now I realize for the main characters, I actually chose two girls that were quite far away from their characters that were written in the script, you know. And I think that was great because they could detach from the characters in these intense, you know, scenes that I mentioned before, not relate to them too much, you know, and be generally relaxed about this, and not, you know, relate too much with their characters who are like quite, you know, intense and anxious and confused, and, you know, experience difficult things.
Yeah, I mean, about this casting process that you said, that young children, they are scared, they don't know what they are gonna do. I mean, that's always the like first thing that is told to them, that just be yourself, and in some way it's the hardest thing. I mean, when acting on screen, I mean, when you're in a theater stage, you have to like give to this character 200%. You have to do everything like over, like more expression. But on the screen, it's the other way around. Like if you're trying too hard, it seems fake. So I kind of know what they are feeling. I mean, I have attended to some castings also, and I have also had this feeling like I don't know what to do, because actually I cannot do anything, but I have to do something. So it's always difficult.
It's absolute anxiety. But you mentioned a great thing, just the ability to be yourself. It's not everyone can do it.
Yeah, for some it's
not
really
even,
hard.
Like, regarding teenagers, like in general, like people.
Yeah, I mean, because at some point when you start to think too much, it's gone. You're already like panicking over things that are not worth panicking.
Yeah, and these girls are the ones that could submerge themselves like in the moment, you know. They like believe the situation that they are like acting out, just instantly believe it and just like be in it, you know. And like these are the things that you learn in acting school. But if you're like 14, so either you have it naturally by that time, you know. Because like there's a huge, you know, education behind like being able to do this, like
Okay, but when talking about again kind of the storyline, but otherwise the visual of your film, as you mentioned, you put all the story to happen in like bleak industrial town, which definitely added some kind of vibe to the whole thing. So how did this environment influence the mood and also the, I don't know, character experience? So I don't know, maybe why wouldn't it be fashion streets of Milano or I don't know, some other place? How does this again bleak and industrial town affect the story?
I think that, you know, these shady institutions existing in these kind of societies was what I really wanted to talk about, you know. And this, you know, general desperation that is like hanging on in these parts of the world, you know, where you don't have much opportunity and you think you will need to get some golden ticket to get out, you know. This generally like this kind of mentality, not necessarily that it's like factual truth. Of course, you have opportunities always. I mean, you can go to school, you know, and pursue education, and there are like numerous things you can do. But this mentality that, you know, you're desperate and there is nothing you can do. And I wanted to portray that, you know, because this is something that I experienced around me when I was a child, you know, in like the environment of my family and like in the place that we lived in, like this kind of post-Soviet mentality that who are you? There is nothing you can do. You're nobody, you know, and like this feeling of being nobody and feeling this urge to validate your existence was really like important for me. And I think this story and how it unfolds, you know, really fit the feeling that I wanted to express. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense and adds to the story. But just to take it all together or summarize in some way, what in your own words would be the main message of your film Toxic? Or like, what would you want your audience to think about? Or would you want to raise some kind of awareness? What would be your message with the film?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess. I mean, like, at the end of the film, I really tried to give some hope out of this whole thing, because, you know, going through certain crazy experiences, bad experiences, good experiences, just enriches you as a person. And people ask, you know, at the end of the film, so what's going to happen with these girls? Are they going to, you know, they're so vulnerable, they're so young, like, what's going to happen to them after this story? And I always say, I mean, they survived this, they will survive anything now, you know. They became so strong and they don't take shit from anyone right now. So I mean, there is like a lot of hope for me in this, you know, and I think that's the message. You know, don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, maybe they're small, but they're ruthless.
Okay, I mean, very good. I mean, usually when I say summarize or I don't know, say it in one sentence, it's very hard. So it's really good that you said this and that. So
well, I just thought it on the spot, you know.
But I mean, it's totally valid. So it works. So as I saw, it's today you also have a screening with Q&A.
Yeah.
So I can only wish you the best of luck for that. I hope that the creative ideas will still come to you and we will see you back in our festival. So thank you for coming in today and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you so much.
And for you, dear viewers, thank you again for turning back to PÖFF TV. I really hope you liked this interview as much as we did. So we hope to see you back exactly next time. Thank you for watching us.